Welcome to the present. We are back. We are back again. What I'll call the resident analyst, stroke friend, stroke Arsenal fan. Everything is in the building. Mr. Efos, how are we doing today?
We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Finally, you have a notification. A notification came to me, so people
You two
will
be
see
acting
this.
crazy. You two be acting crazy. I don't know whether some of my quote unquote friends have used your power and your connection to say that guy. You keep him on a
You
shadow ban,
understand?
but
Oh, man.
we keep striving. You can't stop telling the truth. The truth has said. Uh, you can't change that. It is what it is. So how are you doing today, Mr. Fosa?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Doing fine.
And make sure the audio is working well right here. Everything is good. See, this Wi-Fi better
Yeah.
act itself up. I'm not enjoying this. This Wi-Fi is supposed to be is acting up a little bit, but and out. I don't know what is wrong.
It's begun.
We'll survive through. We'll power through. We'll power through. It's a live show. There's nothing we can do. This is not NTA. This is not LTA. LTA. We'll
Of
power through
course,
like
that's
that.
to go.
The show has gone. So, guys, do us that kind of favor. Like the video. Very important as you come in. Please like the video. Very, very important. Subscribe if you're new here and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Very, very important. You like the video. Subscribe if you're new and turn on your notification. Before we go into other details, guys, let me ask you, Mr. Fosa, what do you think about the transfer window that we just had? Generally, before we come specifically to Arsenal.
Transfer, the transfer window is a very good one. For me, I think people focus so much on incomings. I focused a lot on outgoings because I thought the outgoings were more important than incomings, if I'm being
Okay.
realistic, because we've had too many people that have been around the club and we've not been able to let go. And I think I love the outgoings in terms of Cedric, Oneni, Ketia, Smith Rowe, because let's be
Tavares.
realistic, right? With Smith Rowe, we all, yeah, Tavares, Lokonga. Like, finally, it's more like a snake shedding its skin. Those people that we
Okay.
started with, the ones that could make the cut, they are here
Mm-hmm.
with us. Those that couldn't make the cut, unfortunately,
This
they
is
were
what it
chopped
is.
off. You
Yeah.
understand? And that's what people don't talk about. You know, I'm of the opinion that these Arsenal fans are, or most fans are hypocrites. You understand at best. I will criticize a Man U fan for doing something. I have to also criticize an Arsenal fan because let's not say Man U fans do something and we in turn go back and do those same things. Now, if they've
Sure.
done it and we are doing it normally for specific sake of banter, I can understand. But I will not come here and tell and say, oh, Chelsea is this. Chelsea are just signing players. Then you now want me to go and do the same thing, signing willy-nilly because you feel we don't have enough, rather than looking at who we
Exactly.
can sign that's going to be quality.
Yeah.
So that's the issue I'm having. Because I'm not going to criticize Chelsea and Arsenal is doing it, then I'll now come and look and say, oh, Arsenal is showing ambition. Then what do you think Chelsea they are not showing ambition also? You're not going to tell me we are laughing at them for having 42 players. Then I
Exactly.
will not go and have 38 or 39. Then you now want to come and tell me it's 3 players less. No, there's no difference. So I think all these players that we listed that left were players that over the past 2 seasons, they have not been able to help us in any way possible. So it's good that they left. Only Fabio Vieira, who I wished would have been, available to do, would have been available, but I'm sure they would have looked and said maybe the loan will help him play, get his fitness up, and he'll be
Yeah.
able to maybe get his physicality up, and hopefully he comes back. It's one of two things: either he goes or he stays. Which I'm leaning towards the part that he will stay. Maybe he just needs this loan to a familiar area. That's it. But the idea that oh, so many people are having a meltdown. We didn't sign Gyökeres. We didn't sign Osimhen. You saw how messy the Osimhen thing was. Very
Sure.
extremely messy. So us going into that kind of situation is what do they call it? A monumental, clown fest. Most of them are still saying we should go and sign Ivan Toney. I'm not going to sign Ivan Toney. The same people say we should go and sign Gyökeres. I am not, like we said, we are not against Gyökeres signing. But for now, he's not worth the money, the release clause that was put on him.
Sure.
After just one season in Portugal, you can't be laughing at Darwin Nunes, Liverpool and Darwin Nunes, and now
Mm-hmm.
expect us to go and sign a player that is less skillful than Darwin Nunes.
Nunes, yeah.
It makes no sense. People say, that is what will make us catch up to you. You have to be creative.
But he's a goal scorer now. He scores a lot of goals. A
I
goal
think that's
scorer.
the only
You know,
thing we may have.
he's a goal scorer. His job is to score goals. Why are you so concerned about him being creative or the club being creative? Like you just said right there. I'm seeing all
Oh,
these.
Gyökeres.
Yeah, I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, the transfer window for Arsenal has been poor." I heard someone say the transfer window for Arsenal has been diabolical. I'm like, do you know the meaning of diabolical? Like, do you just throw words around these days? That the Arsenal transfer window
Yeah.
was actually diabolical. Like, come on, man.
Are these from
Like,
Arsenal fans or
yeah,
from?
no, this is an Arsenal fan. No, we live in a culture where the more you exaggerate, whether for good or bad, there's no healthy medium anymore. You notice there's no healthy medium. Either you're extremely good
Yeah.
or you're piss poor. Which is a lie. Most human beings are not 10
Yes,
over 10
exactly.
or 1 over 10. There are people that are fives in the middle, the average, normal, everyday person, the average
One
Joe.
over 10. Yeah.
Yeah, like all these. Oh, yeah, like when you say the transform it was diabolical, I'm looking at you funny. Like, are you trying to get shock value? Because the transfer window general look at it objectively, it wasn't diabolical. It was a good transfer window. Now it's subjective, right? But even though it's subjective, let's not be stupid. No matter how subjective some let's not be
Yeah.
stupid. We got
Yeah.
our major target in Moreno, Califury. We made permanent David Raya. For me, who has been outstanding in the last 3 games we played this season. We brought in, like I said, the opportunities at the end of the window, which happened with Raheem Sterling. So we brought in an attacker, a midfielder,
Yeah.
a defender, and a goalkeeper. And you call that diabolical because they didn't get the person you selfishly wanted. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Of course it doesn't.
So that's the
Because
narrative that
I'm
is
looking
being put.
at it whenever they say, sorry, I think
No, no. There's a
what are they
lag.
calling
There's a
it?
lag. There's a lag. Continue.
The
There's a lag.
um
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah. So I think the idea here is when they are talking about oh the transfer window, I think a lot of people, you see, this is the problem why social media, as much as people will say it has helped, it has warped a lot of things. The
Sure.
reason why I say it has warped things is this. People were thinking Bruno Guimaraes because you people will go and listen to, like, I don't understand how people pay a Patreon for team news and ticks so that he will go and, like, I don't get it. It makes no sense. You understand? But people pay Patreon to go and listen to team news and ticks. I don't know if he was the one who started the rumor of a mystery German player, which till
That is.
now we have still not signed. And I would say to
Yes,
an extent, I'm
yeah,
waiting.
the manager player, exactly.
So I am looking at it logically
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, the mystery German player, we still not seen him.
You're waiting. You're still waiting.
And
You're waiting.
secondly, oh, people expecting, yeah, Bruno Guimaraes and this one. Now, Bruno Guimaraes, right, is someone who always thinks about how he's going to make the next tackle, how he's going to get stuck in, rather than being more creative.
Yeah.
Yes, he can do some
See.
things, but he's too, yeah. more creative. And let's be
Abrasive.
realistic. I was talking to my guy, that fan. He said something. He said they put a release clause of 100 million on Bruno Guimaraes. He said, look at Manchester City. They were not interested in paying that release clause for him.
Exactly.
So even after people were saying, oh, we only just inquired, which was at best. But the fact is, this is my problem with most people is I cannot imagine people who want to have bargains in life don't think that the club also want to have bargains. Because you have to think about this
Sure.
thing properly. I don't think a price tag is necessarily the value of most players these days. Back in the day, if someone signed for 50 million, we would know that, okay, you spend 50 million, this guy is good. Even Zidane, that was bought by Madrid for 50 million
Quality.
euros, when they signed Gareth Bale, when he said in his time, when Madrid signed him for 50 million, he was never worth 50 million euros. That was Zidane talking about his own
Million.
price tag.
Yeah.
So we now have a lot of people who they don't think about the club's finances, how the club is being run. All they think is, oh, what do they call? Because that fool with a beard, Turkish, is gassing them on that they need to know where their money is going. That by this time they should have spent. Imagine how stupid can someone be. Like imagine how stupid someone can be. So the stupidity is being passed around. You understand? It's being passed around like a blunt. Like if you know what the blunt is, all these people that
Definitely.
smoke weed.
Yeah.
It's passed around. So I have to look at the value. I, for one, love players that come with value for money. I love it. I don't like stupid price tags. I love value for money. Then if someone is the value for the money, give me the value for the money. I'm not just paying any price because everybody is thinking, oh, if I just had this guy now, I will win now. I'll win now. How
Yeah.
about thinking how we
To
can win for
change. You
five
win now.
years?
Yeah. Exactly.
How about that? Because we're seeing Arteta being creative to say that, okay, fine. Defensively, that was, and people say we had the best defense. That's why when a fool presents something to you, a fool will just receive it and put it in his pocket. A wise person
Sure.
looks at what has been given to him.
To present to
I'm
him,
not going
look
to
at
fall
them
for the
again
gimmick of
to
we
be
had
a
the
little bit.
best.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
I'm not falling for that gimmick. How many goals did we concede even when we had the best defense? Okay, we
Best
conceded
defense.
29 goals. Can we reduce 29 to 18? Because if we are conceding just 18 goals this season and we perform as good as we know we can in front of goal, we are winning the league conceding just 18 goals. So it's better to see how you can shore up your defensive
Your back.
frailties. Because last season, with the defense, if we look at it properly,
Critically. Critically.
Zinchenko was one of our points.
Exactly.
Zinchenko against Liverpool, against Fulham. I remember you complained against Fulham
Against Aston
seconds
Villa.
before we conceded the goal.
Yeah. Against Aston Villa
Against
too.
Aston Villa, when we conceded the 1-0. The 2-0, the
Yeah.
same thing. So the idea here is we are seeing the normal corporates taking show, and Arteta has decided I'll bring in a proper defender
So
that can play left back and left centre back. You have Urian Timber who is back and fit. Now, albeit he has to build his fitness to be,
back. Exactly.
be able to withstand the rigors of the season. But we've seen how Urian Timber played against Leon Bailey against
Yeah.
at Aston Villa. We at the
Villa.
Villa Park.
Yeah.
We saw what happened.
Right.
I
That's a
don't
massive
remember
difference.
Leon Bailey having an attacking phase.
If that was Zinchenko, possibly that's a draw or a
If not,
loss.
oh, he would have turned to Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
He would have been walking to our defense. So these are the little things that we see and we are talking about. Now, I look at the idea and I say, when I say Arsenal fans are easily gaslit, and I tell you this came from, we have to sound it out continuously. AFTV, they are the reason for the mindset that people have.
Oh, that yeah. Have these
We
days, yeah.
saw what happened against Brighton. Whether you blame Rice or you don't blame Rice, the red card hindered us.
Sure, definitely.
Let's be
It's a very good
realistic.
team. A very good Brighton team. Yeah, a very
Yeah,
good team.
Brighton are not slouches. They are good on the ball, and that day they play to frustrate. We just because
Exactly.
we can, what do they call it? We are better in the way we manage games and prevent teams from
Superior
having open
players.
chances against us. Doesn't mean that they are not a good team, or we didn't see what they were trying to do there.
They're a good team. Exactly. So the
So
narrative
when I
of
saw people having
oh
a meltdown, oh yeah, please continue, please continue.
I said the narrative of oh we should be beating Brighton. I agree to a certain level, but there's a caveat to
Yeah,
it. Right? Like you said, you play the whole second half, literally the whole second half with a man down against a team that can hold on to the ball. People are getting it wrong.
exactly.
Brighton, if you watch the first half, even though 11v11 the first half, they shared the possession
Yeah,
stats. So
exactly.
that's it. Think and watch. That's why I hate statistics sometimes. Just watch. Now, you argue, were Brighton creating goal scoring opportunities? That's not the point. But they held on to the ball
Yes,
to frustrate us because they know we have
exactly.
superior players that can score the ball. Guess what? They will deny of the most important thing on the pitch, which is the ball.
Yeah,
And they're good at holding on to the ball. People are forgetting that the Brighton of this year, of last year, is not like the Brighton of 10 years ago. See, the so-called mid-table teams of 5 years ago are not the don't have quality of this of 2024. Mid-table teams have good
exactly.
players these days. Ring it to your head.
Yeah,
So-called mid-table teams have good players. So as much as we should be beating them, if you're not careful or if there are mitigating circumstances, either they will beat you or you get a draw. And I'm happy we got a draw because
exactly.
there were chances they had. If they were more clinical, we'll have lost that game. So let's
Eh,
put this in
We
perspective
saw the
when we have
one
these
that the guy
conversations.
shot to Raya.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Exactly.
when I listen to this nonsense on the internet that ordinary Brighton. What? Ordinary Brighton? Are you trolling or you're being serious? Brighton are a good team.
No, no,
We should be beating
that's what
them,
makes it
but look at
funny.
the circumstances that happen. Continue.
It's what makes it funny. Now, Brighton, that we always used to look and say, oh, these guys are tough. We see them
Mhm.
now and we are sneezing it off as if they are just some ordinary team. Like you said, middle teams 10 years ago and now are not the same. Do you remember that
I'm
middle
not saying
teams couldn't spend the way the Brighton spent this season?
exactly. Spurs paid
Brighton spent
over
the
200
second
million.
most
Exactly. Over 200
and they
million.
brought in some decent players.
Yeah.
So let's not act as what do they call it? We didn't see the players they brought in. And we saw that even in that game, we still managed to create some chances. Albeit, unfortunately,
Exactly.
we couldn't convert the chances.
But
But I'm not going
exactly.
to look and say, I looked at the chances and it's easy for a lot of armchair analysts to look and say, you should have scored that. They were saying, oh, Kai Havertz's chance, he should have scored. This is why we are going to regret not bringing in a striker. To see how stupid most people are. Do you know what it means when a center back is pushing you away from goal and is
Exactly.
onto you? You don't understand what it means for a striker, for someone to be on a defender. You hear sometimes in commentary when the commentators say he did just enough, meaning he didn't need to tackle or win the ball, but
But
just make him
that
comfortable,
obstruction.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's more than enough. Yes, just make him uncomfortable. Kai Havertz had no right to create that chance on his own. He
Chance,
brought the
which he
ball down
did.
beautifully, held up, yeah. And I'm sure he tried to wait to see who could come. No other person. He went on his own.
Oh,
The same goalkeeper, people forget, Kai Havertz scored this same kind of chance against him last season, where he chipped the ball a little. If you check in the 2-0 win, I don't know
yeah.
how stupid people think that the goalkeeper wasn't expecting him to do the same thing again. So it's not the easiest thing. We saw the one they gave to Saka. Even after Havertz missed that chance, Saka should easily have gone down in the box.
Exactly.
But he didn't. So we saw the one Havertz gave to Saka. Unfortunately, I'm not going to kill Saka when you've made that kind of a run. It's not the easiest. Unfortunately,
It's not
Odegaard
definitely,
wasn't on his game that day.
definitely.
It is one of those things. So we are expecting, because Manchester City is there, everybody is like, I was talking to my guy, and sometimes when I'm hearing some things, I'm wondering, you don't come and be listening to these people to make your own, what they call it, opinions. Most of these people are very
Opinions, yeah.
stupid. I'm not going to look at what most of these fans are looking at and say, last season, you remember the game against Fulham, when you sat down and said you had seen enough to know that we'll at least compete, if not win the league. And
Sure.
people were insulting and antagonizing you during
Yeah.
that game. So I struggle to think when I see a lot of people. Our transfer window, we brought in Merino. Merino takes us to another level. Unfortunately, he had a, what do they call it? An upper body
That
injury.
fracture, yeah,
It's an upper body
in
injury.
training.
Yeah. Because if it's a leg one, we know how it can be. But the upper body one, yes, it will heal. By just in a month or in a month plus, by the next international break, he'll be back. So people complaining that, oh, we are short in midfield. The same Arsenal fans last season said if Arsenal sold that they were going to sell Partey, they will do this thing. And what happened? That they will do a riot. Now, I tell that they sell Partey last. What happened? Partey did not play the whole season. Partey played only, was it 10 games?
The last 9 games.
Now,
so
exactly. Now they are saying Arteta should sell Partey. When you're looking at Partey and saying, okay, who is better that we should bring in? This guy has been chasing Zubimendi for 3 years or 2 years now. He could not get Zubimendi. How many people are actually better? We love to make it seem as if just sign somebody, let someone be there. You don't bear the brunt of what happened in the transfer window.
Exactly. Just sign somebody.
You don't bear the
I can
brunt.
mention 10 players. Just sign somebody. That's what they say.
You don't bear the brunt. Liverpool didn't sign anybody because many people are not still better
than what they have.
Yeah. Newcastle had PSR limitations, yes. But still, their manager said it's frustrating that they can't bring in anybody. But they are trying to bring in people. The price must be right. He said, but if they cannot bring in anybody, it's better. The best is, it's frustrating that you don't bring that they don't bring anyone in. He said, but that is the best choice. That's the best option because you don't want to bring someone you cannot sell. And people are not getting this.
Becomes a liability to the club. They don't care.
Exactly.
They don't play.
So the transfer window for me, like we said, we wanted a striker. We made the effort for Benjamin Sesko. Unfortunately, he chose to stay. It's not our fault that he didn't come. That was the first, the same people that are saying, why didn't they try to bring in a striker? Imagine saying, why didn't they try? When that was the first course of action during the transfer window. If you are not a stupid person, then you must be retarded. You're one of, but you can be both. I'm pretty sure they can be one of either, if not both. So I cannot understand why you're asking why we didn't try. When you saw that we tried to bring someone in who was willing to come, and all of a sudden decided he would stay back. It's not our fault. We can't control that one. So if they were looking for a striker in Gyökeres has only played 1 season at top flight. People are saying he played in the championship. He has played in English. You have played the championship. We've seen many players come from the championship and stink the place up.
Sure.
Smaller teams. Sure. Now, that's not to say that you would prefer to go to Sporting ahead of the other smaller EPL teams. But he has only played 1 season. Maybe Arsenal looked at it and thought, okay, fine. We will sign him. Let's see how he is for the 2nd season in a row. If he's consistent with it, then they can decide. If they decide this is who they want to go, they will go. I don't know if you understand. The only
I do,
problem
definitely.
is bringing in a player where, okay, for what he has done, they don't feel the value is enough. We've seen very what are they called, comedy players being put on high with these clauses. Our fellow
Hmm.
countryman, we saw what
We know it.
happened. We went to go and sign a death contract.
Exactly.
So we've seen it. Gyökeres, maybe they stopped Gyökeres and said, no, after this season, let us see. If he is consistent like that for 2 seasons, then we can decide to
To
take the
take the risk
plunge.
on him.
And I'm not going to have
Yeah.
any issue with it. You understand? So it's no, what do they call it? People should stop with at any price. That is the price. The
Yeah.
price to
Just
pay.
go and
Do
pay
you
the
know how
money.
unreasonable this Portuguese club?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
you
though
want us to pay the money in 2 years.
you see same people, right, mocking Chelsea for Endo Fernandez from Portuguese league, Dawnines from Portuguese league, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, we should jump into there and go and pay the money because he's
No,
just a
you know
goal
what they will
scorer.
do? They want to tell you the ones that worked out in Bruno Fernandes.
Uh,
Bruno Fernandes worked out.
how is it
Okay,
working
Bruno
out?
Fernandes worked out. How many Bruno Fernandes have worked out?
Exactly.
How many?
Guy,
Didn't Wolves go and buy how many players from the Portuguese league?
yeah.
What happened? Did they ever break into Europe?
No,
They never broke into. So we can see that you can be good to an extent, but the English game is a different game.
it's a different ball game.
So
It's a
they just
different
want
ball game.
to make sure if they are signing this guy, excuse me. Yeah. And people, I know people will say, but we signed Harvard for 65 million. One of the main reasons why we agreed to pay that money was the what are the benevolence of Chelsea to allow us pay the funds at that is the comfortable way over 5 to 6 years. Chelsea said, okay, fine, and we want more money. If you're going to pay more money, we'll allow you pay it over a certain and what do they call it, period of time that we're
Time.
comfortable with. So it's a good deal for us.
And secondly, his English game verified. He has played in the league, even though Chelsea fans will argue it's a flaw,
Yeah.
which I disagree vehemently. But come on, he's verified in the English league. Dan Guterres, that I'm not taking that risk, even though let's what it does the second season, I ain't taking it. So if I'm going to ask you directly to give your own rating regarding what will you score the Arsenal transfer window by your own estimation? What will you score it?
It's an 8. If we had signed Sheshko, it would have been a perfect 10. But there's nothing we can do. I understand the circumstances. Look, we are not going to come here. It's just I hate when people do something to them and they end up doing it. We see when guys come and complain, oh, this girl, she doesn't even appreciate the one I'm doing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have the ability to do this one, and I don't think this is worth it. And the lady goes, and you people come online bashing all the women that have ever
Gold
existed.
digger, she did this one, she's
Then
that one.
exactly, you're doing the same thing.
Same thing.
So why is it that so you are just the same thing with in
Mm.
different circumstances? So for
So
me,
let,
I've
me- let,
looked
let,
at
let,
it
let,
and
let me
thought,
let me let me
I
play
understand.
let me play devil's
It's not
advocate.
for my money they are taking.
Let me play devil's advocate. One of those who tell you
Yeah.
we should buy a quality striker to bridge the gap between us and Manchester City. They would argue that we miss out by 2 points. That if we want to bridge that gap, it's imperative we go and get in a quality striker to bridge that gap. What will be your pushback for those who propose that kind of argument?
Idiotic. Idiotic at best. See, people need to understand there's a reason why a forward line exists. A forward line exists, not that the striker will score the goals. The
Yeah,
fact that the forward line can share the goals.
sure.
When Salah, which striker does Liverpool have? All they have is a winger that scores
That scores
goals.
goals, yeah.
That is all they have. They have a winger that scores goals, not a striker that scores goals. All we have is
Guys,
a
like the video,
striker.
very, very imperative. Guys, make sure you actually like the video. I understand the point of buying quality players, but I think what aids a lot of people is that the number of players are not good for the amount of games we play. And that no, what do you mean? They're not good enough for the amount of games they're going to play. What do you mean? If you check it, Manchester City just lost Alvarez. They didn't replace him, right? They just lost Calvin Phillips. There's
Did
no
you know
replacing.
Guardiola said?
Like
You
what we
understand?
Arsenal see, you need
Oscar
a
Bob is
mammoth
injured
crowd.
for how many weeks?
Yeah,
Oscar
why
Bob
can't I
that
see
is
you need a
supposed
mammoth
is
crowd?
injured for how many weeks?
Yeah, like
No, see the
Akim
same
Morgan, I
comedy.
understand
See the
you're my
comedy.
guy. I understand Akim
No,
Morgan is my
see
guy,
the
but
comedy show.
this logic is not logic because even though we had Smith Rowe last season, Prince Nelson last season, and Fabi Vera, how many games did they contribute to us last season tangibly? What they contribute to our team?
Bro, let's not even go down. Akim Morgan is forgetting we have youngsters now.
Yeah,
We have
one
young
area and
players.
Skelly. Yeah,
You people were weeping for young players. You were not crying out. You were weeping out for long. So please soak in the young players.
exactly.
I will not enjoy any slander because these young players are going to play.
Your friend is here. Go with the flow. Have you
What
had
they go, it
breakfast
doesn't
today?
agree say is idiotic.
If someone is idiotic and you
Go with the
call
flow
out the
as fuck.
person is idiotic, that being an idiot is not an insult if the person is acting idiotic. Why have we see? I don't understand. Why have we gone so soft that you
No,
cannot call out someone
you
for
know what my
misbehaving?
problem is? Go with the flow. You see, you people are doing the same thing, but I don't see people criticizing Guardiola, right? And I'm not
Yeah,
going to say if Man City don't win the league, Guardiola
yeah.
cause what?
Cause what?
Yes, which realistically, okay, thank you. How many Salah do we have in the league? But Saka is the closest we have to Salah. Everybody is acting as if Salah, we knew Salah was going to be this player. That's what
Exactly.
makes it
So
funny at best. We
yeah, we saw
never
at
had an
Chelsea.
idea when Liverpool signed Salah that was going to
Yeah,
be that player. Mane, we knew he would be good,
but not that
but
good.
we didn't think, Salah would be doing. Yeah. And when I'm looking at our team, I'm seeing Saka. I'm still putting Saka that Saka will score 20 EPL goals. I'm still looking at Kai Havertz, 15 to 20 EPL goals this season.
Exactly.
And he's going to rack up like up to 15 assists.
Even Rhyme
I'm still looking at
Shillings.
the left wing to still say
I'm looking at Rhyme
Sterling.
Shillings to add some goals. Like, come on.
Exactly, because if the same Sterling that everybody was telling us, because I remember when Chelsea fans wanted to sell Sterling, they were telling us, see what Sterling did at Man City. So imagine Sterling replicates the same stats to us.
Exactly.
Because I'm looking at him to say he will replicate the same thing. Even if Sterling ends up with 15 EPL goals, there is no way I'm looking at it to say we are not, what are they called? It's not enough for us to win the league. Because the place that we are really concentrating is that back. You see, I don't really have people because everybody is of the opinion Arteta is following Pep style. Hell no. Arteta just knows that,
Exactly.
okay, I learned from Pep as Wenger. Or I'm channeling my inner Simeone and David Moyes. You people will see it in this league this season. That's
David
what I
Moyes.
feel.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I understand where go with the flow is coming from, but you're not guaranteed strike just because Haaland is working out for you. When Haaland scores,
Yeah.
how many goals do the rest score?
Exactly.
Let's be realistic.
For you don't
What
have
does
a
Doku
striker,
play?
you need a player like Salah. I've read this one, sorry. I read this one. And against Pep, it comes to fine margins. So if you know it's fine margins, why are you advocating for idiots
That's
that
why we are
always
taking the risk.
Yeah.
See, you
That's
don't
it.
get it, right? Fine margins. I'd rather be within fine margins than being far.
Sure.
I'd rather be with him because anytime I make a massive improvement, it is someone that will put me on that level or take me. You don't get it. Just be there. If Isha comes into this team next season,
It's finished.
I
You
will
are the
stake a
Arsenal fans,
house that
right?
will win that league.
This is why I'm telling Arsenal fans. Where you're shouting, you are listening to people that are gaslighting you, go and buy. For me, I'll wait for Ishak. I'm not wasting the money on some. If Ishak becomes available, I'm sure Arsenal will attack that. So that's why don't let these clowns who are shouting, we have standard, we have to win now. To go and buy some players that they look good on YouTube, they look good on Reels, but do not see if Arsenal add Ishak to this team.
Yeah, see.
If Arsenal
Let's
Arteta
not be
had his
stupid.
shark to this thing,
There's a reason why a
is
scouting team exists.
yeah,
There's a reason. When Arsenal went to scout Wesley Fofana, who did they see? They saw Saliba. You remember I sent you the
Saliba, yeah,
tweet on the note of was it Francis Cagiao when he spoke about Saliba and his qualities.
yeah,
What happened? How many times did Arteta send Saliba on loan? All these impatient animals shouting up and down. One of them, known as Gunnar Blog, went to go and publish a very funny post to say Arteta doesn't like Saliba.
Saliba, yeah, also the
That was what he
Athletic,
published.
yeah, that Arteta don't
So
like
all
Saliba,
because
which is
Arteta
crazy.
sent him on loan.
Yeah,
See, Arteta is a manager of longevity. So why
sure.
am I now going to throw away a manager that cares about longevity? Do you think he has not cared about a striker based off of longevity? Everybody is saying, oh, we should have gone to look for a strike. Okay, you heard when Fabrizio said even Osimhen, we were even involved. But it was too messy.
Yeah.
So what else? If people make an effort, I'm not going to go and sign up Anthony. Then we'll be stuck with it, excuse me, for the next 2 seasons.
Exactly.
They say go with
Hell
flow,
no.
come here and come and be laughing at us. We are all acting as if Jesus is dead.
Exactly.
That's one that makes me laugh.
Let me some of the chats. Let me some of the chats. I can say exactly. We had player that didn't play the whole season because they are not good enough. Now go and buy players that are good enough for cover. Also have only one young that's in ready. What do you mean buy a player that's good enough for cover? We bought him Moreno. Moreno can play.
Let me answer Akim Morgan. No,
yeah.
Let me answer Akim Morgan, bro. Sorry for stepping on your authority.
Yeah, no problem. No,
I just want to answer Akim Morgan. This is where Akim Morgan, your guilty pleasure of AFTV, is still coming in, for God's sake.
Exactly.
Let it go, Akim Morgan. Let it go. See what I'm saying?
See, Akim Morgan is that guy that goes to the gym.
Players that are good enough.
See, Akim Morgan is the guy that goes to the gym. After he has gone to sweat in the gym, goes home, have a bucket of ice cream and chips. That's Akim Morgan.
Bro, he said chips. You stop for chips. You stop for chips. You don't carry Burger King follow.
Come on, man. You can't be eating junks and healthy food at the same time. You can't be eating junks and healthy food. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is, you said players that are good for cover.
Yeah.
Arsenal went for Adingra. Adingra has 2 years. What did they say? That Adingra, that we should pay 60 million for someone that has 2 years. I'm not paying 60 million.
Hell no.
Are you trying to fleece me? This isn't Glazer's time at Man U, where all of you will laugh at a player that they buy for. Okay, look at Anthony, they bought for 90 million.
Yeah.
If Anthony was 40 million, nobody would care.
Yeah.
You want to go and buy a backup for 60 million. And you heard what, was it David Ornstein or who said? He said Arsenal went for wingers, but most of their issues were then Saka plays that wing. He's being second choice to Saka. That was the thing. Now you're complaining that we should buy good players for cover. We bought Califury and Timber is back. And we didn't lose any defender. I don't think we lost any defender apart from Tavares.
Yeah, we didn't.
Tierney is still there.
Yeah.
You understand? So we now added Raheem Sterling. Is Raheem Sterling not a good player for cover? Who were you expecting? You were expecting us to go and sign Rodrigo from Real Madrid? I think sometimes you people should stop being unrealistic and stop listening to some people. Rodrigo is not coming to play right wing and come and drag it to Saka. Hell no.
No. Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. I've asked this question a million times, and nobody, whether the mainstream or the so-called bigger content creators, will answer this question. Who was Gareth Bale cover at Real Madrid? Benzema's cover at Real Madrid? Ronaldo's cover at Real Madrid?
No.
It's only Arsenal fans. I see this obsession, which is crazy because top-class players, world-class players don't necessarily have cover. What Real Madrid do if these players are injured? You find a creative way of playing another whack. That's what they do.
Exactly.
But only Arsenal fans are shouting, we want
Bro,
Saka
you're
cover,
forgetting.
Martinelli's cover. Come on, man. This is crazy.
No.
It doesn't work like
what
that.
happened to Martinelli's cover? Is it not Trossard? Is it not Trossard as Martinelli's
they don't
cover?
they want another cover. They want another cover. They want another cover. Because they listen to some idiots that keep on gaslighting them. They'll tell one moment Martinelli is not good enough. Yeah. They want another cover. They want Williams to come in to be the cover. So let me ask a question, right? Williams will come in.
Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically we brought in Williams. So we will sit on the bench for Martinelli. Sometimes we just talk as if there's no lack brain cells. We listen on the bench. If you want to go and bring a quality player like Saka, you think he's going to sit on the bench, or Arteta is going to be rotating them every two games? Saka will play 2 games. The player will play 2 games. Saka will play 2 games. Let us think.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
At Man City, who is Rodri's replacement?
None. They find a creative way of playing cover City and other players. Yeah.
Yeah. You think because Man City is winning games? Let Man City draw 1 game now. Everybody will be screaming to say Rodri did. Who is Haaland's replacement now if Haaland gets injured? Was Haaland not injured for 2 months last season?
Exactly. You see, I knew I love the debate. Truly, yeah,
even if he does 97 I do 96.
I knew he was. I knew he was going to fall for debate. I knew he was going to fall for debate. These players are not Rodri's cover. Stop it. Right? They are creative. They find a creative way of playing Gondo and cover together. They are not covered. They're not one person. They can't play like Rodri. See, we're not all foolish. We're all smart people. Now I say you find a creative way to
do you know what we need to
so they don't miss that player.
Yeah.
They don't do that. You find a creative way of playing. They don't have cover.
You know what is funny? What is funny is this guy. What's his name? Gundogan. I'm looking at Gundogan. Yeah. See, people are forgetting Gundogan and De Bruyne's legs have gone.
They will find out very soon.
Season. People see this season,
long.
This season,
long.
We released trailer last year. Go with the flow was arguing with us.
Yeah.
We will see this season when the main movie will start. When the movie will start, it's not normal glasses. We'll use binoculars because we'll be standing back.
We'll watch it like this
so that we'll see the action. Exactly.
I'll watch it like that. So the narrative just gets under my skin when you're shouting, go and get cover, because it's not realistic. Number one, big teams don't get cover. You find a creative way of playing. Like there's no cover because it's like when we have Henry, right?
Who did Madrid bring as?
Well, Henry's cover when we're winning those days. Who Henry's cover? Anelka's cover. Is this new modern fan? His stupidity is on a different level. There's some players that he cannot replace. They are just on their level. There's on the different level.
Want to put the injection.
Yeah.
Bro, when Madrid couldn't get a striker last season,
yeah,
who did they go and sign?
Joselu. See, if that was last night, Arsenal fans will rip Edu to shreds. How can you go and sign Joselu? Joselu is dead. He's dead food, man. They will say dead food farm. Joselu is dead food farm. It's dead food farm. Clowns. Madrid, right? Signed Joselu. That's Madrid, though. If that was Arteta and Edu, you be hearing the light of truth. That's dead food farm. This is bullshit. You see, shouting, we don't have standards. We don't have standards. We have to win. Then get the F out. Get the F out. Like, why are you gaslighting? Because they knew that they could wait 1 more year for Mbappe.
It was worth the wait.
Yeah. Can wait.
Madrid and not see. You will never put Madrid in what do they call it, in a situation where they are going to be forced. Madrid will not be forced. And that is how you're supposed to act.
Exactly.
Go with the flow. We gave you the trailer last season.
The movie is coming. The movie is coming. Akimoga says, so okay, so if we have some players
But you
out
said, okay,
and
so
drop
if
points,
we have some
is on
players out.
Arteta because we couldn't find a creative way of playing. What are you talking about? Last season,
Let
we
me
missed
answer
out
this one. You see, and
with
let me
2
tell you,
points.
players will be out.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
You understand? Players will be out. Let's stop this nonsense. Man City had players out last season.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Who did we talk about? What did we talk about? We spoke about Zinchenko's impact in the games that we drew or we lost.
Lost.
Look at the clumsy mix-up he had with Gabriel in that West Ham game that we lost.
Yeah, at home.
Can have play in that West Ham game because I'm sure he would have scored the header. So no matter how good you are in some games in a season, you will score. Sometimes you will score just 1 goal. It's not about being clinical. Man City went to Bournemouth last season and they won 1-0. Did Haaland not play?
So if you watch that game, every Manchester City fan will tell you they were lucky to escape 1-0 because the last 20 minutes of that game, Bournemouth was over them like rashes. So these are the things that, yeah, exactly. Like let's take it easy and let's be calm. For me, you said you give your the transfer
window. I don't
8/10.
like when everybody is always thinking.
Yeah, I'm giving the transfer.
If players will injure, if you're not ready for it,
it's part and parcel of the game. It's part and parcel of the game.
Manage injuries.
Exactly, it's part and parcel of the game. Injuries are part of the game. You have to deal with it. Like I said, find a creative way of dealing with it. Now you're trying to. Akimoga was trying to be sarcastic there. The problem with last season was that we have some players that were not just good enough, and we have actually feel like the left back situation, right? You brought in Calafiori to do that for us.
Yeah.
And Calafiori can play left back and left center half. And we still have Timber there. So virtually
Kivio is still there to play left center half.
Yeah, we've already addressed it. And we just played 3 games in the season, right? Even though we drew the last game, which is disappointing, but we know why we drew that last game. So let's calm down and I understand. See, do what we love Arsenal fans, right? They'll listen to Voice of Reasoning and they'll go and listen to AFTV and they'll be triggered again. And their PTSD will be triggered.
Their memory. See, they'll tell you twice, you people have come so close. Why will I not believe that Guardiola will... See, I'm not scared of this Guardiola gimmick that they are trying to sell me. Don't come and sell me a Guardiola gimmick and tell me this thing. Yes, that's my point. So if we drop points due to players being... Arteta will find a way to win. He will find a way to win. Either we pack the boss. He will find a way to win. You understand? And this for players being out. How many?
I told you I'm right. At first, I told you, look at it. I like a balanced diet of you guys on TV.
I don't think we should be entertaining Hakim Morgan's what are they call it? I don't think we should be entertaining Hakim Morgan. Because one moment,
it's a good sport. See, it's a good sport.
Yeah.
It's a good sport.
We'll come and give you the answer, but you will be scared.
It's a good sport. See, Hakim Morgan is a good sport.
You will be scared again and go back there.
It's a good, so for me, Hakim Morgan is a good sport because I just knew that was why he was arguing. I knew that was why he was arguing. He will listen to the voice of reasoning and he'll go and listen to the garbage and he will not be caught in the middle. That's what happened to Hakim Morgan.
Yeah, and one thing, Hakim Morgan, you should also think about is Arteta and the board, they still bring in players that they know have good injury records.
Sure.
You understand? 20 players are not going to get injured in a season. That is why you see some things where you hear a small knock. They intentionally manage the player and say, okay, let's take him off the pitch. When Timber got injured that day, we brought on Zinchenko. Now, there was only one moment Zinchenko would have fluffed his lines when Rute, tried to head the ball. Yeah. Unfortunately for us, it didn't cost us anything. But that's what we're talking about, that those moments is when Zinchenko kind of switches off. And they are unfortunately detrimental to us.
Yeah.
So in those kinds of games, we try to reduce not playing Zinchenko. But that is why we have, what do they call it? That's why we brought in
Calafiori.
Calafiori, because Calafiori is undeniable quality. You understand? So in all this, when we try to what do they call it? Say we want this player, we want this, we want that. Yes, I understand people wanting what do they call it? Certain players wanting additions, but additions have to be quality. The
Exactly.
ones that when we look at our squad, we are looking and saying yes. Look at Madrid. We had Modric and Brahim Diaz. It's not one full season they did it. It took
Exactly.
some time. So
Exactly.
please let's be reasonable. You say there's a healthy balance. See, there's no healthy balance if you listen to AFTV more than us, because AFTV release more videos. So they have more rants and
No,
stupidity
see,
than us
I'm going to push back, even though he has to do what he
on
has to
the
do. He's
internet.
an adult.
I'm sure.
He's an adult, and he can do what. There's no healthy balance. If I'm taking a lot of ice creams and I'm eating healthy once in a while, the bad ice cream will take over your good food. There is no healthy balance with trying to introduce bad diet into your diet. It can't be healthy. There's no healthy balance,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So it is what it is. So let's go to this guy. We've seen him in training, Mr. Rhyme Sterling. What are your expectations for him this coming season? Because I released the video earlier and I said at least 10 goals in all comps. Am I being generous, or do you think that's too much, or that's too small?
I think your expectations. Maybe you're doing under what do they call it? Under
I,
promise and overachieve.
that's what I'm saying. At
Because I
least,
think you will do
at
more than
least,
that.
yeah, in all
I'm
comps, at
confident you will
least
do more than
10
that.
goals. Yeah, because we need to actually you need to ask some. You can see he's in training. Martinelli is in training. Ben White, the players that didn't go for represent their countries are in training. So it just shows that even though it's an international break, Arsenal are still getting very, very busy and putting tactics right for the game in the North London Derby in 2 weeks when we actually go to play Spurs at their stadium.
Yeah.
So how many goals or assists are you expecting for Raheem Sterling?
I'm expecting 15-15. We'll rip it
15
up this season.
in
I
all
have
comps, right?
no 15 goals. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
We'll
That's not
rip it
bad.
up this season.
No, that's not fair. I think he will fit into our
Forget all
system.
these new.
Yeah, it should fit into our system. So that's fair. What about this guy? Do you think he's a capable deputy to Raya? Because Raya has set the bar high.
I think
This
he
Neto guy,
yeah, I think he is. Is a one thing is goalkeepers don't get a lot of injuries. So I think
definitely.
he's a good deputy. I think at the end he will end up being the third choice and will get a second
Hopefully,
choice.
yeah, hopefully.
And we
Uh,
also
uh, Sterling a good one, did us dirty against Chelsea last season. I know he likes to score against Manchester City. Right? Sterling loves a goal against Manchester City. So in a few weeks when we go to Manchester
of
City, I'm
course.
hoping he will continue that knack of getting something against Manchester City, because that will be that will come in handy. That will come in very, very handy, considering the fact
Definitely.
that we need to put those guys where they belong. So, so Foster, thank you for coming on. Your last word as round of this stream. It's been almost an hour, 53 minutes. So, what are your last words? Especially the message to
Akim Morgan,
the
stay away from the FC.
I keep saying Akim Morgan is irredeemable. He is not staying away. He can't. And I have to respect that. He can't. Akim Morgan cannot stay away. So he likes his junk food. Let him have his junk food. So maybe one day he will snap out of it. But for now, I don't see Akim Morgan snapping out of it right now. And go with the flow has been a good sport too. Uh Mr. Go, Mr. Go with the flow. we, 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 we refuse to see reality that Gondogan and De Bruyne, the legs are beginning to grind to a halt. But it says we are the one that are actually not saying what we are saying. That's fair. That's fair. So, guys, do us a favor if you are watching a playback,
Me,
like the
I don't even
video.
talk too much. We'll be there.
Exactly. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Very, very important. You're watching the playback, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. So thank you, Mr. Akim Morgan. Thank you, Go With The Flow, so much for being here. You guys have made it very interactive, even though we do not agree with all your points, but shout out to
Yeah, thank you
everyone who
so
has
much.
made it. Have a blessed day, guys. If I ate salad all week, I deserve a cheat meal. I told you. I told you.
No, no. The what I call the salad is the cheat meal.
Exactly. That's it.
Is the
The
salad
salad
like
is
the cheat meal?
the cheat meal. You eat a lot of junks. Akim Morgan, you eat a lot of junks, then you not you not eat the salad. Shout out to you, Go With The Flow. Shout out to you. I have to bring Go With The Flow very soon before the Man City game. You have to be here, Mr. Go With The Flow.
Yeah,
I'll bring you very soon.
definitely.
So shout out to everyone that has been interactive. We
Definitely.
actually appreciate spending your time with us. You could have been doing a lot of things with your time, but shout out to everybody that made it very, very interactive and very interesting. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.